I was 21 years old, going through a breakup, completely heartbroken. My confidence was shattered. I was broke and living at my dad's house in Iowa. Fast forward to now, I'm 26 years old. I found the love of my life. I live in sunny Florida and I own a multi-six-figure business. So what did I do and how did I do it? And if you guys don't know me, my name is Sabah. I am the owner of a multi-six-figure business and I want to share with you how I completely did a 360 in my life and how you can change your life mentally and financially in only 6 months. Now for me, it took me a little bit longer to do that. I'm 26 years old and back then I was 21 when I was going through a heartbreak. I was so broken. I didn't have money in the bank. I was living at my dad's house and I felt like I literally did not have my life in control. And since I didn't have any guidance on what to do to change my life mentally, physically, financially, emotionally, it took me that long. But in this video, I'm going to break down what you can do today to start transforming your life. Because if you're watching this right now, I guarantee you are somebody who is meant for more. You are meant for bigger. You are meant to be that person that you visualize and you dream about every single night. There is so much I want to share with all of you, so I'm going to break it down into two parts. The first part, what I did mentally to change my mindset, and then the second part, what I did financially to change my bank account. So first things first, mentally, I had to change my identity and I had to figure out who I wanted to be. Back then, I was trying to get approval from other people. I didn't have the certainty and confidence for myself to actually change my life. Like it was always me going to my friends or me going to my partner or me going to my dad and saying, oh, I need help with this. And I didn't really see myself as somebody who could actually build like a real business or change her life or move straight across the country from Iowa to Florida and start a new life. I had to first discover who I wanted to be. So I literally took out a piece of paper and I wrote down all the traits that I had right now. I was uncertain, I was doubtful, I was fearful, I was insecure, and then I wrote down all of the traits that I wanted to have, the identity that I desired: confidence, certain, powerful, strong, resilience, classy, worthy. Like I wrote down every single detail of who I wanted to be. Because what happens is when you change your identity and you change who you are actually being, your entire environment changes with you. And this is what I did. I wrote down every single trait, every single characteristic to the point where how I wanted to talk, the way I want to dress, the way I wanted to think, the way I wanted to communicate. So that way I start to reprogram my mind and my brain to start to take action from that new version, not the old version. Some tangible things I did to do this was affirmations. I had an entire list of affirmations saying things like, I am strong, I am worthy, I am confident, I am beautiful, I am pretty, I am successful, I have a lot of money. Like I wrote down so much, and what I actually did was I would read it, but I also recorded myself saying those things, and every single night I would listen to that recording. So before bed, it would reprogram my mind going into sleep mode to actually believe the thoughts I was putting in my mind. Because I guarantee you, if you were like me, my mind continually said, you're not enough, you're unsuccessful, you'll never get to where you want to be, you're not pretty enough, and that becomes your reality. You want to change your thoughts, and your thoughts will change your reality. Number two is set a routine and habit for myself. I had to take control of my life because I was so out of control. There were days that I would sleep all day, watch TV, binge food, hang out with my friends, and do absolutely nothing. I realized I was in control of my life, and in order to do that, I had to start setting tiny habits and tiny goals in order for me to become the new version of myself that I wrote down. So I started to do this by, first of all, developing a routine. I had a morning routine where I'd wake up in the morning, 5 a.m., I would go work out, I would journal, I would meditate, read my affirmations, and then I would get into work. Previously, I was not doing that. So right now, if you wake up in the morning and right away you grab your phone, do not do that because you're not making time for yourself and you're not making time to come up with the new version of yourself. And alongside from that, I started to adopt very healthy habits. Things that I was doing in the past that did not help me was continually checking on my ex on social media, scrolling hours and hours and hours and consuming bad information. So I decided to block my ex first of all, but I also decided to only like look at social media for a certain amount of time. So maybe only like 10 minutes at a time or an hour a day. And from there, I started to adopt habits where I was no longer letting the external world consume my thoughts, but I actually had the opportunity to think of what I wanted to think and actually empower myself to be the version of me, once again, that could create the reality that I wanted. Visualizing and meditation also really helped me quiet my mind. When you visualize and when you meditate, you have the opportunity to reframe your thoughts and actually reprogram your subconscious. Now, I might do another video going deep into like how to meditate, but that is something that I did that really helped me mentally and emotionally. If you are going through something that is like traumatizing, something where you lost someone, something where you just feel so anxious and depressed, you want to do something where you can calm your body, you can calm your thoughts, and you can reframe it with positive ones. So I highly recommend doing some form of meditating or visualizing, so that way you can create that habit and routine and start to reprogram your mind. And that moves me to my next point, which is feeding my mind with positive thoughts and positive information. I started to listen to podcast shows, listen to audiobooks, and I kid you not, there was a season in my life where I always had something plugged into my ears, because if I didn't, I would spiral down the rabbit hole of doubt. Like, if I was not listening to something that helped me with my mindset, I would just think about fear, doubt, anxiety, past trauma, and even like future stuff that I was worried about, but it was not happening at all whatsoever. So right now, once again, if you're consuming bad things, you're just hanging out with your friends and gossiping and talking about your ex or talking about not having money, try listening to audiobooks and podcast shows that will actually help you with your mindset. A few that I love is number one, Andy Frisella. I absolutely love him. He puts me in the best mood energetically, mentally, physically, financially. That is one that I highly, highly, highly recommend listening to. Jay Shetty is also another one that I absolutely love. He talks a lot about reprogramming your mind and love and self-love and relationships and health and so much more. And I just like dove right into listening to that, and it completely changed my mind and how I started to perceive certain things in my life. So overall, mentally, those were the top 3 things that I started to do to get myself out of anxiety, depression, stress, and put myself in a place where I could actually create a new reality. Now let's get into financially. What did I do to go from living at my dad's house in Iowa, barely making $500 a month, to moving to sunny Florida, living in probably like the richest and wealthiest town in Florida, and owning a multi-6-figure business? First things first, I cleaned up all of my bad habits when it came to money. I realized if I wanted more money in my life, I couldn't neglect and reject different areas in my life that involved money. So for one, I made sure that I paid all of my bills and I paid them on time. If you're like neglecting bills or taxes, you're not paying it, that is basically telling money that, oh, I have a bad relationship with you, I don't want to deal with it. And that on its own, like, you're not gonna attract money into your life. I also started to make it a point to save more of my money. I wanted to move from Iowa to Florida. I did not have money, and that required money for me to move. So I also made a point to stop spending money on things that didn't actually bring me a return. I, just stopped going out with my friends, partying, stopped buying new clothes for a little bit, and I really dedicated myself to saving my money. But if I was going to spend my money, I invested it into books, coaches, mentors to really learn how to go from broke to building my own business and developing wealth. So apart from cleaning up my bad habits when it came to money, paying bills on time, saving my money, not spending it on random stuff, was strengthening my relationship with money mindset. I always say money is not real. And when I realized money is not real, it is all energy, the entire game changed in my relationship with money. So ever every time I would spend money, if I was at a restaurant or paying bills, I always said to myself, I'm so grateful that I have this money to invest into my health, to invest into my life, and I know it's gonna come back to me 10 times more. Money is energy, because if you think about it, there's no real value to the tangible dollar bill. The value really is in the actual exchange. Like, basically, money is just numbers on a screen. So once you realize that and once you understand it, you know you can make as much money as you want in your life. I also realized money flows where attention and energy goes. So what I was talking about earlier, if you're rejecting money, you're not looking at your bills, you're not looking at your bank account, you're not placing attention towards it, you're not placing your energy towards it. So of course, that was why I didn't have that much money in my life or in my bank account. So one thing that you can do today to start strengthening your relationship with money is look at your bank account every single day and look at your money. When you pay attention to your money, you know what's happening with your money, but you also know what you can do to make more, either in your job, in your career, or in your own business. Now, the final thing that I did financially to change my entire life was starting my own business. I have never worked a 9-to-5 job ever in my life. So when I graduated college in 2018 and I was living at my dad's house, I just knew working a job would not make me happy. So what I was doing and how I was making $500 a month back then was I was doing random jobs for like entrepreneurs on social media. So I was doing social media management. I was like an assistant for somebody. I was doing graphic design. I was shooting video. Like, I was doing small things that would make me money. And what I realized was I was kind of just like doing it on the side. But since I wanted to change my entire life, I needed to make more money to move to Florida. I had to start my own business and I had to fully commit to it. So I took my current skills and I packaged it up into an offer. So I started to sell packages of, I'm going to help you grow your brand on social media. I'm going to help you land speaking engagements at events. I'm going to help you get PR and media so your business can get featured on publications like ABC, Fox, and Forbes. Like, those are the things that I was doing back then. And I started to get clients because I started to post on social media. So right now, what I would recommend is think of how you want to make your money. Is it through a job or is it through starting your own business? I always say, if you even have like a spark or a passion of entrepreneurship, try it out, because my entire business evolved from first being like a consultant, doing a service, to now owning an online education business where I am teaching other entrepreneurs, business owners, people that are just starting out, how to build a very profitable personal brand on social media that you can turn into a 6+ figure business. What I recommend doing today is writing down your goals and your intentions when it comes to your money, how you want to make more money. If that is starting your business or going all into your business, write it down. Write down how many clients you want by the end of the month, how much money you want to be making. Or if you do work a job and you want to work your way up, or maybe you want a raise and you need to ask your boss, write down the exact steps of what you're going to do. And since you have the habits and you have the discipline, you have the routine and the new version of yourself, you're actually going to follow through with it. So overall, this is how you can change your life mentally and financially this year. And if you really dedicate yourself, you can change your life in only 6 months. So I can keep you accountable and you can keep yourself accountable. Comment below and let me know, what action are you going to take today to commit to yourself and changing your entire life? And also let me know what video you want to see next, because I always create videos based on what you guys want to learn, what you want to hear, and how I can help you with your life and your business. If you guys love this video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I come out with weekly videos every single Sunday, Sundays with Sabah. And until next time, make sure that you stay unforgettable.